The ancient clock of Ravennhall Academy struck 11:47 p.m. when the light on the second floor flickered for the third time. To any regular student, it would have been just another electrical failure in the old gothic building that creaked as if it were breathing. But for Lira Astrel, top student of the Arcane History program, every spark of that faulty light carried a meaning no one else seemed capable of noticing. Someone was inside, and that someone was not human. Lira was used to the Academy's shadows. They had followed her since childhood. Whispering secrets people worked hard to ignore, but tonight, the shadows were restless. They trembled at the corners of the hall, creeping along the walls with the urgency of something desperate to be heard. She tightened her grip on the lantern, inhaled deeply, and pushed open the ancient door of the West Hall corridor. The main building, over 300 years old, was a labyrinth of abandoned classrooms, forbidden archives, and windows that never opened all the way. The dusty atmosphere was broken only by the faint murmur of rain beginning to fall outside. When she reached the door of the hidden library, she froze. The door was slightly open. Only the top 5 students were permitted inside, each holding a unique key awarded by the council. Lira's key was still in her pocket, which meant someone had broken in. Her thoughts shattered when a low voice echoed inside the room. "You took long enough, Lira." The lantern almost slipped from her fingers. Sitting atop a dark wooden table was a boy she had never seen before. His hair was black as spilled ink, and his gray eyes didn't reflect light. They reflected darkness itself. He smiled, as though he already knew everything she was thinking. "Who are you?" she whispered. "Me." He tilted his head. "I'm just someone who's about to change the fate of this academy. And yours, too." Before she could respond, he slid something across the table, toward her. A worn notebook, covered in runes she recognized instantly. Her heart skipped. It was the Codex Umbra, the forbidden book supposedly sealed decades ago. "How did you get this?" His smile vanished, replaced with a serious, almost sorrowful expression. "That doesn't matter. What matters is that you're the only one who can help me decipher it. Before someone finds us, and before he drags me back." But the answer never came. The chandelier shook, the temperature dropped, and a whisper sliced through the air like a blade. "He does not belong to you, Lira." Ravennhall Academy was renowned for shaping some of the nation's brightest and most eccentric, but the enrollment brochures never mentioned the real reason so many students sought admission. The academy housed ancient secrets, forbidden tomes, and a history so dark even the council pretended nothing lurked beneath its scholarly surface. Lira Astrel never saw herself as special. She was simply someone who heard what others couldn't. Shadows whispered to her, sometimes tenderly, sometimes as warnings. Professors labeled her a prodigy. Students kept their distance. Everything changed the night she met the mysterious boy in the hidden library. He introduced himself only as Dorian. No surname, no student ID, no dorm room, no proof he even existed. Yet he knew the academy as though he had lived in its walls for centuries. He knew secrets teachers refused to acknowledge. And, most unsettling of all, he seemed to know her. 4 weeks after their meeting, the two worked together to decipher the Codex Umbra book, so ancient and powerful that it was said to have caused several students to vanish decades earlier. Its words shifted each time someone blinked, but something disturbed Lira deeply. The book reacted only to Dorian's touch. He dodged every question about his past. Whenever she pressed him, he changed the subject or vanished for hours. Still, something grew between them. Quiet, delicate, inevitable. Meanwhile, the Academy's shadows began acting strangely. They no longer whispered. They watched, and every single shadow followed Dorian. During a late-night seminar, Lira found a message scrawled on the wall behind her in ink. "Far too dark to be ink. He shouldn't be here." The more the Academy rejected Dorian, the more Lira felt the need to protect him. He was mysterious, yes, but also gentle, brilliant, and deeply afraid of something he would never name. Finally, during a stormy night, Dorian confessed, "Lira, I didn't come here by accident. Someone is hunting me." Who? Someone inside this academy? In that moment, their story stopped being academic. It became a struggle for survival. The cold wind seeped through the cracked windows of the South Tower as Lira and Dorian gathered once more to decipher the Codex Umbra. The table before them was cluttered with candles, scattered papers, sketches, and references pulled from the hidden archives. Every candle seemed to burn differently, as if reacting to the words etched into the forbidden tome. The book lay opened on a page where runes twisted like living serpents. The letters wavered, shifting meanings. The Codex was not merely a book, it was a being, one that breathed. "Look," Lira whispered, pointing to a sequence of symbols that appeared and vanished like breaths. They're rearranging themselves. Dorian watched in silence, his fingers hovering over the runes without touching them. When he finally did, the air thickened, as though the entire building held its breath. The runes froze. A pattern formed. A phrase at last became readable. "The one who returned does not belong to the world of the living." Lira swallowed hard. "Is it talking about you?" Dorian stepped back slowly, as if struck. "I don't know, but I fear it is." The candle flames trembled. Dorian's shadow on the wall warped, growing, twisting, taking forms no human shadow could. He didn't notice, but Lira did. Something inside her screamed, "Run," but her heart said otherwise. "Dorian." She stepped closer, her hand brushing his arm. "You're here. You're real. I don't care what this book says." He shut his eyes for a moment, exhaling shakily. "Lira, I shouldn't exist. You should." She breathed in. "I need you here." Before he could answer, a thunderous sound echoed in the hallway. Footsteps, heavy, deliberate. Lira blew out the candles with a swift gesture. Darkness swallowed the room except for a faint blue glow coming from the Codex. "That's not a professor," she whispered. "No," Dorian murmured. "It's him." A figure loomed in the doorway, tall, skeletal, cloaked in a mantle that devoured light. Its eyes were hollow, silver voids. "Dorian." The creature's voice echoed from everywhere at once. "Your time is over. Return with me." Lira seized Dorian's hand. He tensed, afraid. "Alive. Run," he whispered. "Please." She shook her head. "I won't lose you." The runes flared a violent blue, illuminating the walls with spectral light. The creature recoiled, as if the glow scorched it, and Lira realized something horrifying. The Codex didn't want to surrender Dorian. The Codex wanted to protect them. Or it wanted something from them. The creature recoiled, but did not retreat. Its long fingers scraped across the stone floor, carving deep claw-like grooves. Its voice rose again, cracking the silence. "Dorian, the bond weakens. If you do not return now, it will be too late." Dorian pulled Lira behind him. "He can't fully enter if the Codex stays open." "Then we'll keep it open," Lira replied. But when she looked down at the page, her breath caught. The runes had rearranged into a single name, a name that glowed briefly before dissolving like melting ink. Eltharion. A shiver ran through her entire body. "Dorian. Does that name mean anything to you?" He hesitated. His eyes trembled like memories clawed to escape. "At last," he whispered. "That was my name. Before I..." "Dieth." Lira felt the world tilt. Dorian continued. "I was part of an experiment. The Academy tried to create a perfect guardian, one who could interface with the Codex. But the ritual went wrong. I died. And then you came back. Yes, but not alone." He glanced at the creature. "That thing. He's the original guardian, and he wants to drag me back to finish the ritual." The guardian took a step forward. Lira spread her arms before Dorian. "You will not take him." The creature went silent, then left a hollow, fractured sound. "The human protects the dead. pathetic. Something inside Lira ignited. The shadows around her responded. Dorian noticed. Lira. Here before he could finish, the floor beneath her lit up, forming a sigil of dark light, not from the Codex. From her, the Guardian recoiled with a hiss. She has been marked. Lira stared at her hands. Dark lines crawled beneath her skin like roots. The shadows around her whispered. Chosen. Dorian cupped her face in both hands. Lira, this means you're tied to the Codex now. You and I share a bond. If Itakis, may you die. She smiled softly. Despite the fear, then we won't let him take you, will we? The Guardian's voice now trembled, not with fury but desperation. Girl, you do not understand. He does not love you. He belongs to the shadows. He belongs to me. Silence. Lira's heart hammered. Dorian, to whom do you belong? He pressed his forehead to hers, breath trembling. To you. The corridor shook. The Guardian lunged forward, no longer furious, but terrified. Its aura flickered, unraveling like smoke pulled apart. Lira sensed its fear. She felt its instability. You two cannot exist together, the Guardian cried. The Codex forbids it. A bond like this destroys the balance. The marks burned beneath Lira's skin. Dorian squeezed her hand. I'll break the law. There is no way. There is. He stared at her. Because she exists. The creature roared and hurled itself at them. At the moment of impact, the shadows around Lira surged upward like living walls. The Guardian was thrown back. Its cloak tore like paper. Underneath, no flesh. Only emptiness. A hollow void. He's weakening, Dorian said. Lira, the bond is rewriting the Codex's magic. Is that good? Good for us? Maybe. For the world, maybe not. The Guardian lifted its face, its voice now fractured. Dorian. Dorian. Dorian? How was you before you were born? Before you died? Silence froze the air. What are you saying? Dorian whispered. I am what remained of Eltharienda, part you abandoned when you returned as human. I am the incomplete Guardian. I am your shadow. Lira felt her breath stop. Dorian collapsed to his knees, trembling. Lira. The ritual, it split my soul. Part of me lived, the other became him. The Guardian stepped forward, not attacking now, but pleading. I do not want to hurt you. I want to be whole again. Lira looked at Dorian. He looked away, broken. If I take him back, I die. And if you don't, he fades. Forever. It wasn't a question of life or death. It was a question of identity. Who did Dorian choose to be? And who did Lira choose to share that life with? The Guardian extended its distorted hand. Please, let me return. Dorian shut his eyes. Lira took his hand gently. I can't choose for you. He lifted his gaze. If I choose you, I kill a part of myself. If you choose him, you lose me. The world held its breath. The shadows stilled. The Codex erased its runes. The choice hung between love and self-sacrifice, between past and present. And love decided. The chandeliers shattered above them, shards hovering midair as if gravity forgot to exist. The ground pulsed like a colossal heart beating beneath the Academy's bones. Reality bent around Dorian's decision. He stayed kneeling, eyes flickering between Lira and the Guardian, between who he was and who he could become. Dorian, Lira whispered. I'm with you. but I can't bear this decision. It has to be yours. The Guardian stepped forward, staggering. I exist because you existed. I endured because you returned. Please, let me come home. Tears streamed from Dorian's eyes, a soft luminous. Shadow tears fell from the Guardian. I don't want to lose either of you, Dorian whispered. The Academy answered with a thunderous crack. Windows burst outward. Icy winds tore through the ruins. Darkness swallowed every candle except the codex. Glowing like a frantic heart, Lira knelt in front of him, cupping his face. You won't lose me, I promise. What if the ritual fails? Then we die together. The words were come terrifyingly calm. His eyes widened. The Guardian froze. The codex opened itself, flipping pages in a frenzy until settling on runes only Dorian could read. It's offering a third option. What option? To merge both halves, but shift the anchor of my existence. Lyra's stomach tightened. What does that mean? That I stop belonging to the shadows and exist because you exist. It was a pact, a dangerous one. If she died, he died. If she suffered, he suffered. If she left him, he vanished entirely. But Dorian's gaze held nothing but sincerity. Lira, he chose you. But it only works if you choose me too. The Guardian trembled. If you do this, I disappear. I know, Dorian whispered, crying. Forgive me. The creature collapsed, releasing a sound like a child's sob drifting through a cavern. Lira placed her hands on the codex. Runes surged up her arms like serpents of pure light. The room erupted in blinding white. The last thing she heard was the Guardian's fading voice. Thank you for letting me exist, even for a moment. Then the world vanished. Lira awoke in complete silence. The South Tower was gone. The Codex was gone. The shadows, still. She lay in the Academy courtyard beneath a gray dawn sky. For a heartbeat, she thought it had all been a dream. Then, a warm hand intertwined with hers. Dorian stood beside her. Different. No distorted shadow behind him. No cursed glow in his eyes. Just a fragile, softly breathing boy more. Alive than ever. It worked, he whispered. And the Guardian. Dorian looked down. He rested. Lira squeezed his hand. Sadness, yes, but peace too. What happens now? She asked. He smiled faintly. Now, I exist. Because you exist. I'm bound to you. Does that scare you? It does. But it also frees me. She leaned into him. Then we live together. Yes, together. As he embraced her, Lira felt something she had never known. The shadows were silent. No whispers. No warnings. No demands. Peace. But peace never lasted long at Ravennhall. The ground trembled softly. A voice rose from everywhere and nowhere, curious, not hostile. The Codex has lost its guardian. A crack split open beneath him. Blue light seeped out. Who will take the place that was left behind? Lira felt her pulse spike. Dorian. No, he said firmly, gripping her face. I'm not leaving you, no matter what the Codex asks. The blue light enveloped them. The bond will be tested. The story will be rewritten. Dorian held her tightly. Whatever happens, I choose you. Always. I choose you. Always. The light swallowed them, and Ravennhall Academy, ancient and silent, kept the beginning of a new story one no scholar would ever fully understand. A love story that defied the shadows, and now had to protect them.